starting after the main menu, you don't actually script it like you did with this intro images. You have to do it another way. Let's add a new map. Call it starting sequence. I probably spelled that wrong. And I don't know why it's, there we go. Okay, so as a separate thing. Okay, so here's what happened. Remember when I first created the game, this had a person in it. Because I deleted the actor from here, and they have nothing here, um, it's darkened out. So they won't, when they creating, if you had a character here, even if you black out the map, you'd still be able to see the character here. And that's actually what you will see right before it loads onto the second map. So I'm not going to show you that. But regardless, yeah. So when you fade out the map, it will fade out everything except for him, I think. So create a new event. And here we start the gritty stuff. So let's name the event character creation. Okay, I don't know why I clicked out of that. So below I like setting this to same as characters, but below character is just the way of processing it. So if it's below characters and you set it on action button, the player won't actually be able to activate it because it's not on the same level as the character. So I like it here, but we're gonna set it to auto run anyway because that's what it's going to do right when the game starts. Don't miss anything here. We'll go over that later. But for now, let's just go over the basics. And literally, this couldn't get any easier. Like the only problem with this is that it has limitations, but those limitations are fixed by this advanced script button, which you can just basically input whatever you want and link it to the scripts you already made in the other thing. Um, okay, so we don't need a script. So to press enter, we need to show text. Now before we do that, I have some custom messaging stuff set up. Um, Unfortunately, I'm going to have to refer to this because I don't remember exactly the way I did it here, because I want to completely copy it, obviously. So let's go to keys. I don't know why it's called keys. So, oh yeah. First, we need to show the keyboard screen, the controls. And actually, I'm going to change that because I've added a few controls. But for now, let's just keep it like this. So we want to fade out the screen. Where is it? Where is it? Fade out screen. Then we click enter again. Then we want to show picture. This sets the number. So if you actually make another picture, it will overwrite number one. So if you want to like overlap them, you have to change the number. And the higher the number, the higher up. So two will overlap one, and so on. I'm actually going to use that later. Just thought you should know. Anyhow, picture graphic. We don't have the keyboard in there yet, so let's do that. And the reason why I actually like copy and paste method is because in order to import it, you have to exit out of this window, and I really don't like that. Anyhow, we need to go into pictures, keyboard, and why am I here? Anyhow, go in here, go back into pictures, copy paste, keyboard. All right, so we have this picture of the keyboard, which gives them basic controls, and yeah, I actually don't think I have anything else to change here, but for now, doesn't matter. Teaching you how to do the basic processes, art stuff you can do later by yourself. That's what we're gonna do in the second part, where spoilers will start coming in. Anyway, no. We have to wait for. We're just gonna set 60, which equals 1 second, so that we don't have to wait for it all the time. But eventually, I'm probably gonna do 5 seconds or something, or maybe I'm gonna completely change it to that. It's actually gonna be a text screen, and whenever the person wants, they just go on. So insert fade in, Why did I, do I really have a fade in? I do have a, no, fade in. Oh, sorry, I reversed those two. Obviously you have to fade into the picture. Derp. Fade out, fade in, fade in, fade out. Eh, okay, all right, fix that. So let's check that, make sure it works. Always make sure and save because you don't want to lose all that work. Reserved was just for different graphic, obviously. So this is pretty beta. We're making a demo here. So it's actually running a loop now, so that's why it's repeating. So let's go back into the event. All right, and now we can start the text box stuff, actual hello, what's up, make your character stuff. But first, we need to make a script because I've actually changed the stuff. So what I have here is I have this text box thing, which allows me to do all these different crazy stuff with outlines and fonts and shit like that. So I actually have this here. Um, here. I'll post all these links, hopefully, if I don't forget. I'll post these links in the description for YouTube guys. And this is the stuff that you can do. You can basically change the colors. You can insert this name box, which is primarily what I wanted out of this. And then you can resize the thing and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very, very helpful script. So I'm just going to copy and paste that. Well, I actually could have just copied in that thing. So, script, insert, we're going to call it text, no, message box options, because we're going to have another one for text box colors, because this doesn't let you change the color of it. Or the effect of it, because the color you can change, but it's pretty limited, but this doesn't let you change the graphic of it. So I should have my settings from the other one. Actually, you don't need to mod this. All this does is just give you all these commands that you can type in your text box. So going back to here, not this event. So now that we have that, we can start inputting all of this message width, message height stuff. So first, obviously, we're going to erase the picture so that we can. You don't have to do this. I did it to erase it so that for some reason it comes back on, there won't be a picture to show, which shouldn't happen. So all this does is basically clear space one of picture one. So if I press show picture one again, oh, excuse me, it won't do crap. Okay, so now I just played around with control variables here for message width, and we have to. So let's do that. I want to show you that. So in order to play with variables, let me start this a different way. In order for the message box to resize, the script takes input from a variable, which is 21 and 22, as you can see here. This is 21, this is 22. Message rows, message width. And it takes the value from that. So it's kind of pain in the ass in that perspective, but and it has to be 21 and 22 because that's what it says in the code. So um, I'm not sure if you have to call it the same thing, but anyway, message rows is 21, message rows, and then this is message, or the message width. Message width Okay, so actually, yeah, width. We're playing with width, and we set it to, I don't remember what it is, but I think it's 400. Yeah, I did 400 here. Oops. And obviously you can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and shit, I don't know what this does. Does something crazy with it. Anyhow, that's beyond what I want to do right now. Next, we can do text stuff. So let me copy and paste that. And let me go over what I have here. So this changes the font, which is allowed by that script I just made. And this, I believe you can do without the script, is change the color of the text. And that's all it does. That's all it does. Welcome to Tale of Maros character creation. Okay. Next, we're going to have to actually begin the character creation. And this is where shit gets crazy. Shit gets crazy because, as you can see, there's a shit ton of code here. So what this is basically a giant if-else statement. And there's probably a way better way of doing this through scripts, but this is how I did it. So if you want actual options for choosing pictures, because this is all that it does, based on the input, it changes the actor graphic. What it does is, so here we have, let's go over this step by step, and then I'll just copy and paste it so that I don't bore you to death with repeated loops of code. Anyhow, all this does is change the message box height and width again, and the big ass loop begins. So text, choose your base class, and for now I have just stupid classes, and I break the loop. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the first loop, and this is just does the classes stuff. And then the huge loop begins. So we have text, choose your gender. Um, do I really need to explain loops? That's what I'm thinking about. Um, so loop, in order to end the loop, because this will keep going endlessly, so you have to input this break loop statement, obviously. And then show choices. You basically input your choices, and here more. I put more class options, so it goes on to a second if-else statement, and then branch end. Repeat above has basically a loop, and then we have choose gender, same thing, same color, same font. We have male, female choices. When male, it starts going crazy. So all of this does is just resize the text boxes. It says input name, and it allows you to input max characters 10 worth of name, and then the loop begins. So you get presented with where's the oh yeah, gender already chose. So when male, you get input your name, same for female, obviously, and then you fade in screen. I show the initial choice where the different characters show up, and then based on that input, so say choice one, um, it shows the second um, uh, different color. I mean, the different hairstyles and whatnot. I mean, colors. I didn't go hairstyles, I guess. Um, just something I wanted to add. I know it's not that robust, but this didn't take me too long. It was a lot of busy work, but I wouldn't say this took me even an hour. Well, maybe an hour, but it's not that much. So, and then for input number, you have to do a different kind of um, thing. So you go in here and you set input number right here. Yeah, so what I would recommend is just going through all these options and seeing what you can do because there's a lot you can do with these. You can change HPs, show text, loops, pictures, videos, music, transparencies, battle processing, crazy shit you can do. Transfer players. Oh yeah, so let's go over this. So, sorry, I don't know, I'm yawning. It's 10:54. Damn it. Anyhow, so say they chose male, and they go into here, choice one. Um, they choose the first male picture, and then it presents him with the hairstyles or color schemes, and then it asks him for input again. Choose your photo ID, another input, and based off of that, choice one. It actually goes into variables, so I created another variable, and I think I'm actually gonna have to do that because I don't have that variable set in here. Um, yeah, let's do that. Control variables. I did that here, so let me see what exactly I have here. So yeah, let's copy all of these over just so that I have all of them and I don't have to do this again. Basically, whenever you set up a new variable, you're gonna have to give it a name and that's it. You don't even have to really give it a name even, but just that you can distinguish it easier. Okay, cancel, cancel. All right, let's go back in here. So yeah, they choose one on that uh, color scheme choice, and they go into this another condition branch, and they pick one, and then it sets the actor graphic to whatever the one corresponds on this photo here. So one, it sets it to that, as you can see. Hopefully I didn't make any errors because it was a lot of busy work, but um, then it fades out screen, erases picture one, which is all those different picture color schemes, and it breaks the loop because you have to break the loop. And then it goes here after the loop. So I have a different loop for males and females, and really just all self-explanatory. And obviously, you do have to include an option for when there's an invalid input. So say they enter 20 and there's no option for 20, and that's what I do here with invalid input. You just put that as an else statement for the last condition branch. That's all you do. If you guys have any questions about this, I know I went through it kind of quick, but all this is an if-else statement. So if one, it does this, else go on, and then it has if two nested in it, and that's it. That's all it is. And then gives it commands. So every if-else statement has a break in it, and then fade in screen. I actually don't need this anymore because I'm not doing HUD. HUD was just way too problematic. And then it transfers the player, and it resets the message rows to default. 0 is default. It's not like 0, 0. Um, at least for this script, it's actually in the directions. That's 0, 0 is default. So it transfers. This is another command. Transfers it to scene 2 over here. That's all it is. It's really nothing. Maybe I've even spent way too much time on this, but um, okay, I think it highlighted all of it. So all we're gonna do is paste that in here. And really, that was the quickest tutorial because I didn't have to do any busy work. But hopefully I explained it well enough. Let me see if there's anyone in chat. Yeah, I'm recording all of this if you're still watching. Taurus. If you have any questions, I'm doing this live. Come around. I'm probably going to be doing this every day around this time, which is 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless I have a test the next day, which then I probably won't do it. And weekends, I probably won't do weekends either. But anyhow, yeah, come in, ask questions live. I'm probably going to do a Q&A at the end if there's anyone interested. But anyhow, so apply, okay, and let's test it. It should all work. No, it shouldn't. You know why? I'll give you 5 seconds to know why. You probably know already. these in here. Yeah, cancel. Let's see if we need anything else from this menu. I don't think we do, because this actually isn't what I want. Yeah, we don't want, I'm not messing around with HUDs anymore. Hopefully that logic of if-else statements and those pictures made sense. I really hope so. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't need anything else from this folder, so we can actually just close it. So now let's try it. Yes, save. Especially if you just did that from scratch. All of that busy work, like after each loop, I made sure I saved because that was just a ton of work. Anyhow. All right, welcome to Tail Maros. Choose your class. It's not black because I didn't change the color, so you can change more. It doesn't really do shit yet, so just a placeholder. Input name, blah, blah, blah. Unable to find. Ah, that's why it doesn't work now. Okay, so in order for it to actually recognize the stuff, you have to import it into characters and faces for it to set it to your basically to your database. In order for these two to change, because what it does is it goes and does this, and it can't do that based off of those pictures or based off of those pictures in that folder in any case. And actually those pictures because it uses a different preset. Anyhow, you're gonna need to import a different set of pictures again. So let's do characters first, and this is where these guys come in. So we're gonna need to import, and let's import all of these guys. Open, and make sure that all of this deletes. So what this is basically asking you is what color do you want to delete off this picture, and white, so that because all of this has to be transparent. Even though it's PNG, some of these don't recognize it's a PNG with a transparent background for some reason. So just click OK like a shit ton of times. And hopefully all of these will work fine. Okay, same thing for faces really. You go in here and you import the faces wherever they are. And it didn't even ask me there, but whatever. Now let's try it. And actually, let me draw land here so that we can actually walk around. Oops. Hopefully we can walk around. That's the plan. Alright. This was pretty quick, actually. I didn't think I would be almost done by this time. Well, actually, the next segment kind of takes a while, because that's where the main menu stuff comes in. And you have to start putting it in correct order, and it's just big pain in the ass. Input name. Just skipping all over it doesn't matter what I input here, honestly. Yeah, see, it blinks now because it's been set. I'm not sure why it does that. See how it jumps? I didn't have that. No idea why it does that. Anyhow, I'm probably just gonna have to troubleshoot it afterwards